Start it.
Don't overthink it. Podcast.
Yo. I got it!
You wanna take it away from me. You can't wait till I'm stopped.
What's up, everybody? We listen to the Don't Overthink It podcast, number 3. I'm Daniel.
I'm B. Ryan.
Today we have no assigned topic to talk about. We're gonna freeball this. Why? Because there's no agenda. Life doesn't have an agenda. Life isn't planned. So we're just gonna talk about whatever.
That's deep. Yeah, we're just gonna talk about whatever, see where it takes us, and just kind of go on from that.
Yeah. And something I wanted to bring up to you was how we recorded podcast number 1, we recorded podcast number 2, and that's made me realize that, you know, by putting our views out there, our philosophies out there, we really have to live by them now. And it's not like we didn't live by them before, but now it's like really reinforced.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. I feel, we're kind of spreading. That's what we're spreading out there. Then we kind of gotta go with it, you know. 'Cause we can't be hypocritical about it.
Yeah, you can't talk about getting out of your comfort zone, and then when it comes to getting out of your comfort zone, you're like, no, I'm not going to do it.
And then be a bitch about it. Nah. Yeah, I mean, you can't be a hypocrite, you know. 'Cause there's a lot of people that always tell you, like, you're doing this wrong, and this is what you gotta do. This is what you gotta do, and they never do anything that's near that.
Yeah, what they're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, you see a lot of people like that. They're just like, well, you know what? You should be doing this, or, you know, you're dumb for doing that. It's like, but you do it. Like,
You're doing the same thing.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, you see a lot of people like that. They have their views and their philosophies that they live by, but they don't really live by them. They say that they do, but they don't really.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that I like that I know of. But,
yeah. See, this is what's gonna happen when we don't have things to talk about. We're gonna get stuck. But hey, in life, you're gonna get stuck.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. Gonna get stuck. You might get stuck for a while, dude. But
Yeah.
maybe a year, months,
Yeah.
weeks. Never know.
Decades, centuries.
Like right now, I'm pretty stuck.
Yeah. All right. So today's Valentine's Day, right? Today's Valentine's Day.
Mhm.
And I'm not gonna say fuck Valentine's Day because then people are gonna be like, "Oh, you're just a single guy complaining about Valentine's Day."
Yeah, no.
But Valentine's Day, I guess this can go on to talk about relationships.
Mm-hmm.
So, relationships. So many of them fail nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
I think it's because I think a lot of relationships fail because people they're not happy with each other, or they're not. It's not that. They're not happy with themselves, and I think people don't really know themselves. So it's like, if you don't really know yourself, then how are you supposed to be with somebody else if you don't even know yourself? I mean, how do you expect to be with somebody and expect them to know you if you don't even know yourself?
That's true.
You know, because there's people that, and then because people always put up a front a lot. You know, when it comes to relationships, like when people first start meeting each other, they tend to just put on a mask.
Yeah.
So, you know, if, like, let's say you go on a date, you know, you're going on your first date, and, like, you want this person to know that what in your head is negative. You know, you don't want this girl to know that you smoke.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, oh, well, I'm not going to tell her I smoke. You know, you don't want this girl you don't want her to know that you have a temper.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh, well, I don't want her to know that I have a temper because it's going to scare her away.
So you hide it.
Yeah, of course, you hide it. So, you know, you put up this front, and, you know, you seem like you're not really being yourself. You know, like, you're hiding the fact that you smoke or that you have a temper or whatever it is. You know, you're hiding all these things, and it's like, and then she ends up liking you. But then once you start getting really deep into the relationship, then, you know, who you really are starts to come out. You know,
Yeah.
And then
true.
she catches you smoking, and it's like, well, I thought you didn't smoke. It's like, well, fuck it, I do smoke. You know, and then she starts to see that you have a temper, and you just kind of lose your shit like that. You know, you just snap. And it's like, what the heck? And then that's when people say you've changed, you know, because people think, oh, you changed, or that person changed, and it's like, no, that was actually who they were the whole time. They were just hiding it, and that's what a lot of people tend to do. They just tend to hide who they really are, and then that just fucks up the relationship because you just made the other person waste their time, you know, which sucks because it's like you just, instead of being honest and be like, look, dude, here are my flaws. This is what's wrong with me. This is who I am. Take it or leave it. it's so much easier to do that and have the person be like, all right, well, I accept that, this is wrong, or, this is a bad part of you, or whatever you want to call it. It's better to do that instead of hiding it, and then it comes out later on, and then it just fucks everything up.
Yeah, that's I can agree. A lot of people don't put themselves out there 100%. Like 100% who you are, you're displaying it at all times. I feel like a lot of people don't do that. They're always giving their 60%, their 70%, and they're hiding sort of that other 30% or 40%, whatever it may be. They're hiding it, and they're not showing who they really are. And you get in a relationship, and you're not showing that person who you are completely. Mm-hmm. So yeah, then 3 months later down the road, 6 months down the road, they find out who you really are, and it's like, I didn't get with this person. I got with the other person who's, but that wasn't who they are.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely, dude. Because I've had friends that like we'll let's say like we're around each other and we act just stupid, like just being dudes. Yeah. We just act stupid and make stupid jokes and whatever, just be silly. And then when we're around each other or like our buddies, and then they bring their girlfriend, then they just act completely different. You know what I mean? Like you'll just be stupid and acting silly, and they'll just look at you like, what the heck? Like, what are you doing, man? And it's like, dude, like, come on, like don't act like you don't act stupid with us just because your girlfriend's here. Like, just be yourself, dude. Like, we know who you are, like you're the fun guy that just messes around, is being stupid and says like silly shit. But then your girlfriend's around and you're like, oh well, I'm not gonna act like that. And it's like, dude, like, don't hide it. And
I think it's so important that you shouldn't have to change who you are just for a girl or a guy.
Yeah,
because you should be who you want to be at 24/7. You shouldn't have to change who you are just to make someone else happy, just to have someone there. Mm-hmm. And also, I feel like a lot of relationships end because people end up settling because they haven't had a lot of variety. Mm-hmm. They settle for the first thing that comes along, and it's really good.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because when you come from a place from variety that you've, let's say you've gone on a lot of dates, a lot of girls, a lot of guys, or whatever, you know what you want, you know what you don't like, you know what you like. Mm-hmm. So if something comes along and it's good, but there's something that you don't like, then I guess it's sort of like a, what do they call it? Can't think of the word.
When you find something you don't like?
Yeah, but there's one thing that just bothers you that you can't handle it. What's the word for that?
Dude, there's a lot of words,
man. Well, when you have variety, you know what you like, you know what you don't like, right? Mm-hmm. So you're going to go for whatever you do like. And something's going to come along, it's good, but you know that's not what you want. Mm-hmm. You know that it's not what you want. Yeah, it can work out. Yeah, it might be good for a while, but you know deep down inside that's not what you want.
Yeah.
And I think so many people don't know that because they haven't had variety.
Yeah.
They don't put themselves out there enough.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, definitely. I totally agree, because like I've been there, I've been where like you meet one person, you think like, oh shoot, this person's awesome, and like let's say like one girl breaks your heart or whatever, it doesn't work out, and you kind of think that everybody's the same, you know what I mean? And that's because you haven't had much variety. But then, as you go on in life, like you meet different people, and it's like, oh shit, like people like you exist. That's weird, like you're a weird mix, or I didn't know there's people with your type of personality, your views on life, like there's so much more, like you said, variety, but people kind of just tend to settle for the first thing that they catch, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think we have an idea of what we want. We have our ideal girl, our ideal guy, the ideal personality that we want, but there's so many personalities out there that we don't even know it exists. So how are you going to know what you truly like if you've never come across it? Like maybe you do meet someone who has a really cool personality, you like them, you go out with them, but it doesn't work out, and then you meet another person who you never thought you would have been attracted to. You never would have thought you'd been attracted to their mind, but you didn't know that before because you never came across that type of person.
No, yeah, because I used to think that, oh man, there's probably like just 3 types of categories for a person, or 5, whatever you want to call it. I'm like, there's like this type of person, this type, and it's like, no, dude, there's actually like so much more, like so much more. Like people really are kind of the individuals.
Everyone's unique in a sort of way.
In a certain way.
And you think this one person that happened to not work out with is the best thing that's ever going to happen to you, and you're never going to meet anyone better. That's not true, because have you met everyone? Have you met the 7 billion people that there is in the world?
Yeah. Oh yeah, because people tend to like just kill themselves over a person they broke up with or they got their heart broken, and it's like, okay, first of all, that was one person.
Yeah.
And it was okay. Like we've talked about once. Like, let's say you break up, you're tripping about one girl, right?
Yeah.
One girl that you broke up with. She broke up with you. You're devastated. Okay, let's really think about this. How big is your social circle? You know, on a daily basis, every day.
Yeah.
How many people do you talk to? Do you see? How big is your social circle? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's say up to 40 people, you know, that you walk by every day, you talk to at work, the gym, whatever, you know? Okay, out of those 40 people, how many of them are girls, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know, let's say 21, 22. You know, 22 of those 40 people that you see on a daily basis are girls.
Yeah.
I mean, and you're tripping, it's like, and that one girl out of 22 broke your heart. I mean, that's the one that had you. Now you're tripping about it, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, well, what if your social circle was way bigger? What if instead of 1 out of 22 girls, now it was 1 out of 100, 1 out of 200, 1 out of 300? Would it affect you that much now? Probably not.
Yeah.
Probably not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like now in your head, it wouldn't seem so scarce. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because here it's like, oh, it's 1 out of 22. The other 21 suck. You know? But it's like, but if it was like 1 out of 100, then it's like, dude, there's like 99 more. I'm not really tripping. 1 out of 300, dude, there's 299 more.
Yeah.
I'm not tripping. You know what I mean? So it's like, you got to look at it that way, you know? But it's just expanding your social circle would definitely help.
Yeah, it's coming from a place from abundance.
Mm-hmm.
When you come from a place from abundance, it's not that big of a deal because you know what's out there. You know what you can find. You know that there's different things that you might like, that you might not like. And it's when you're at a scarcity that you really start to trip out.
Yeah.
Because you start thinking to yourself, I'm not going to find anybody else. There's no one as cool as this person. This is the coolest person I know. But it's she or he is only the coolest person you know is because you don't know very many people.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, it's like, yeah, let's say like you just moved into a new town, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you started meeting people. You barely know 5 people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's 5 people, and you have 2 friends out of those 5 people. But those 2 friends are dicks. You know, they're fucking assholes.
Yeah.
But it's like you only know 5 people, and you don't want to be alone.
Yeah.
So you're going to keep them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're basically settling for less because that's all you know is just 5 people. You know?
The way I'm thinking about it right now, too, is it's sort of like money. Let's say you have $100.
Mm-hmm.
And you go to the store, something costs $5. $5 out of 100, it's not too bad. It's not too bad losing $5. It's not too bad. So you only had $10, and that thing costs $5.
Mm-hmm.
You're probably not gonna want to buy it because that's half your money.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't want to lose those $5.
Yeah.
So by working at it, I guess in the social aspect, by gaining more social circles, meeting more people, you're expanding your budget. So now you have $1,000. That thing that costs $5,
Mm-hmm.
the hell, it's just $5.
Yeah.
And the same goes with people. A girl that you don't want to lose is it's just $5.
It's just $5. We'll think about it that way next time.
Yeah.
It's just $5.
It's just $5 in the whole $1,000, $10,000 spectrum.
Yeah, because like when you really think about it, like in the great scheme of things, like there's way more out there, man.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it's not like you're in an island by yourself and there's only a certain amount of people.
Yeah.
No, I mean it's like maybe like that here, but it's like in a small town. But it's like there's way more towns out there. There's more people. There's 7 billion people on Earth. I mean, estimately, you know, that's what they estimate. But 7 billion people on Earth, and like you're gonna trip about one, you know, because you really never know. Maybe you go to Europe, you meet a cool person there. You know, you go to Portugal, wherever. Like you never know. You know, people are always like, I found my soulmate. I found my soulmate, and I'm like, really? In the town that you live in?
Yeah.
Like you found your soulmate, and you're only 20 years old.
But I mean, it can happen, but it rarely happens.
Mm-hmm.
It happens, but it rarely happens.
Mm-hmm.
And because I know people that they're like our age, and they found a person who's they're really compatible with, and it's going great. But for the most part, think about all the relationships that's ever happened. It's probably like 2 out of I don't know how many that actually survive. Yeah.
Oh yeah. See, because I feel like a lot of people they just get in relationships because they're lonely.
Yeah, that's true.
And not really because they like the person. Because I mean, really, like misery loves company.
Yeah.
You know, so if you're miserable, like you want somebody to be there with you. You know, regardless if you really like them or not.
Yeah.
You know, because I know a lot of people that they're only in relationships because they don't want to be alone.
Yeah.
You know,
it's sort of like you have an empty void that you want to fill with someone else.
Yeah.
Because you don't have happiness in your life, so you think you're gonna fill that up with someone else.
Exactly. But in reality, you're not even filling it up. You're just distracting yourself.
Yeah.
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 Definitely.
There was another thing I was gonna say. Also, the thing going back to like the finding their soulmate in your town or finding someone you like in your town. I think it's people make large generalizations towards the people that are actually in your town. Like, let's say, because we live in a small town, right? It's fairly not too small, but you consider it to be a small town.
Yeah, compared to
cities.
In California.
And people generalize the type of girls that live here. I'm not gonna drop any generalizations.
Ratchets.
But there's still so many girls that you don't know that actually live here that can be interesting.
Of course. Definitely.
Think about the last person you met that was interesting from
Oh,
here.
yeah.
You didn't know that person existed.
I know. I was like,
and then you're like, what? I didn't know you lived here.
Yeah, I was like, cool.
Yeah. So there could be actually girls that live here in your town that you don't even know are here. That maybe share the same interests as you or you're compatible with, but you don't know it. And you're blocking yourself from knowing them because you're already putting this generalization on every girl that lives here.
And a lot of people tend to do that, dude.
Yeah.
Guys and girls.
Yeah.
They get their heart broken once or twice, and they're just like, "Oh, dudes are assholes.
Yeah.
All guys are assholes." And it's like, no, they're not. Not all guys are assholes. Maybe most, a lot, yeah. But all, no. But in your head, you're telling yourself that all guys are assholes. So now, when you get the chance and you actually meet a really good guy, and he tries to be there for you, in your head, you're gonna make him out to be an asshole. Because now that you're telling yourself that all guys are an asshole, once you meet a really good guy, in your head, you're just going to be looking for the negatives.
Yeah.
So once you meet that good guy, you're just going to be looking for the negatives. You're going to be looking for the negatives so much that you're just probably going to fly by all the positives. You're not even going to see the positive things in that person. You're probably just only going to see the negatives because that's what you choose to look at. And you're just fucking yourself over like that.
Yeah. It's sort of like the same thing. You put a mental blockade. You put the shutters on. And you're not allowing to see the actual potential of a person or what's in front of you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I've been there. I've been there where, you know, like I became bitter because, you know, like you know, a certain girl or girls, like, you know, affected me emotionally. So then I just became bitter where I would just shrug girls off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even if they say hello, I'd be like, yeah. You know, and then it's like I'm just fucking myself over.
Yeah.
You know, and that's like what people tend to do. You just kind of tend to just fuck yourself over by doing that.
Yeah, and there's opportunities right in front of you, but you're not taking them because you're just bitter about one thing that happened to you.
Mm-hmm.
And it shouldn't be that way.
But that's the thing. Like, that person is one person. Like, they're an individual. You know what I mean? They're not the whole thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to generalize it, you know, completely.
Yeah, it's sort of like if there's an apple tree. And you happen to pick one apple out of the whole tree. And that apple, you bite into it. It tastes pretty good. You bite into it more, it turns out to be rotten. Mm-hmm. So now you generalize all the apples on that tree to be rotten. So you're like, I'm not going to pick apples from this tree ever again.
It's pretty stupid.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure there's apples on that tree that are delicious. And they're not rotten, no.
Yeah. But, people just... Because people always tend to think that they're going to either find their, I don't know what you want to call it, Prince Charming, you know, their princess, whatever, like, right away, you know, because I really don't think the first person that you go out with is just going to be always rainbows and butterflies. Like, it doesn't work that way, you know, not all the time. Yeah. You know, like some people, some people, you know, they find the person they want to be with for the rest of their life right away.
On the first try.
Some other people it takes like 10 different people. 10 different people, you know. Yeah. Some people even just more divorces, you know, whatever it is. Like, it's different for everybody.
Yeah. What is it? The divorce rate's 50% right now, I think. 50%?
I think it's actually higher, but
yeah. And I think that comes from settling. You settle. You end up settling because you never had abundance. You never knew what was out there.
Yeah. I think that, and people are I don't know why, but they're in too quick of a rush. Yeah. You know, because I've seen, like, right after high school, I saw so many people that got married. Like, a lot of people that got married, and I'm like, you got married already? I'm like, you're 20 years old. How much do you even know about yourself and what you want in your life? And like, how much do you even know about this person?
Yeah.
That you decide to make such a huge commitment.
Yeah. That's true.
Because it's like because that's the thing, like being young, when you're young, you think you know everything.
Yeah.
You think you know everything. Also, when you're in your 20s, you still think you know everything. But it's like you don't. You don't. And you think you're so mature and you know how to handle things and you think you know so much.
Yeah.
But you really don't. You don't know anything about anything.
Yeah.
In reality. And people are just in such a rush. Like they marry somebody and it's like actually that person you're not going to get to know them in a year.
Yeah.
Because some people are different. That person, it might take 5 years to actually get to know them.
Yeah.
Because there's been people that have been going out for like 10 years and they still don't know each other completely.
Yeah.
They still don't know each other completely. They're still learning about each other.
Yeah.
Everybody's different.
Yeah. That's true. Another way I look at it, maybe those people, they get married at a young age. They fall in love at a young age, but it's sort of like you meet someone, you fall in love for the person that they are at that time, and sort of when you're in a relationship, you evolve together. You evolve together, so you don't stray too far apart from each other. So maybe in that way, it does work out in the end. Maybe you're young, you didn't know what you wanted, but you evolved together to mold something that's going to stay together. But at the same time, others fail because they slowly start to realize that this is not the person that I wanted.
Yeah, definitely. And that's a bummer because you spend so much time with the person, and then because dude, honestly, you know how many people I know that have been in relationships for years? Like they've been in relationships for years, and yeah, the first year was good. The first year, maybe two, whatever it is, was good, and then started a downfall, and they just don't like the person anymore, but they're still with the person
because they spend so much time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So many people like that. Like they're stuck with that person because they're like, well, we've been together for like 3 years. I mean, yeah, we don't like each other or love each other the same way we did like the first year, but I mean, we've been together for so long and we have so much history that I guess we'll just stay with each other. And it's like, no, like. No, you're fucking yourself over like that. Yeah. And they just keep dragging it on and on and on. And deep down, they're not happy, dude. They're not happy with each other. But they keep dragging it on because they're like, well, we already came this far, But no, sometimes you just have to, cut it off.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you could look at it that way. Like, man, well, we came this far, so we got to keep going. But it's like, how happy are you with that, really?
Yeah.
How happy are you with right now?
Yeah,
because that's what matters is right now. I mean, yeah, you guys might have had a really good time back then and you had history, but are you both really happy? Because you could always cut it off and be really good friends.
Yeah,
but are you going to keep dragging it on?
Yeah,
because you guys have history together.
Yeah, that's true. And that can kind of relate to any aspect of your life, whether it comes to your career or anything else. Because I watched a Big Think video one time where the girl is saying how she pursued one career and she was almost done with that career, almost done with her master's degree. And she realized this isn't what I want to be doing. And so many people would still pursue that career because they were so far in. They were so far in that they don't want to stop and be like, I wasted all that time. Now I'm going to have to go pursue this other thing that I really like.
Yep.
And that relates to relationships as well. And a lot of people don't do that. They don't stop and think, okay, this isn't what I want. I'm going to stop it. I'm going to go pursue what I actually want. Because they've spent so much time working for it. Yeah,
and that's with anything. It doesn't have to be with just relationships. It could be with anything.
Yeah.
Because I've known also people that they've been doing like soccer, for example. It's like, well, I've been playing soccer since I was 5 years old, and I mean, now it's boring. Like, I don't like playing soccer, but I mean, I've been doing it for so long, and I'm good at it that I guess I'll just keep going.
Yeah.
But they don't really want to do that.
Yeah.
They don't want to do that. They want to go out and do something else, maybe skateboard. Who knows what it is? But they're like, but I've been doing it since I was like 5 years old, so I might as well keep it going.
Yeah.
But you're gonna be unhappy by doing that if you just keep dragging it on and on. And if you keep dragging it on and on, one day it's gonna just come to an end. Once it does come to an end, you're gonna realize like I should have just cut it off earlier because I wasted all that time being unhappy.
Yeah.
But because you know what else is tricky?
What?
Lust.
Yeah.
That's tricky.
Yeah.
Lust is really tricky because when you start to get both confused, do you really like somebody because you like them the way they are, or you like somebody because of how their looks and how they make you feel when they you're like with lust.
Yeah.
Because it's tricky because a lot of people. So what I would tell some of my friends, like if you go on a date with a girl who's a straight 10, like of course if you're talking to her, you're gonna be all
into her.
Yeah, into her.
Yeah,
but if you really close your eyes and just listen to what she has to say, you're gonna realize if she's actually, boring or really has something to say. Because there'll be girls that are like extremely pretty, and you're only there sitting with them on a date
because they're pretty.
Yeah, because they're really pretty, and you're just so like, oh my god, this girl's so pretty, and they're talking, and that's the thing. Like after a while, it's gonna get boring. I mean, right now it's like overwhelming, whatever. But you can hear her talking, but you're so overwhelmed with her, the way she looks. But if you actually close your eyes and listen to what she has to say, you're gonna be like, whoa, what? Yeah. You're gonna realize I'm only here because the way she looks.
Yeah, and I think it's perfectly normal because all of us, or some way or another, are a little shallow. Yeah. Some of us more than others, but I think everyone in sort of way is a little shallow. Yeah. Some people maybe they're not, but I think it's kind of rare. Yeah. But there are all those people out there who just absolutely do not care about someone's looks.
I think everybody's shallow to a certain point, of course. Yeah. I mean, nobody likes admitting it.
Yeah, no one does. Yeah.
Nobody likes admitting it. But yeah, I mean, everybody's shallow to a certain degree. Yeah, definitely.
But it's when you come to realize what you really want that you start to set aside that shallowness. Because you can have someone in front of you who's a 10, a 9, who looks really good. But is that person really gonna like hold up conversation with you? Are they gonna be interested in the same things you want, or are they just there for like as your trophy?
Dude, I've met so many girls that were like really pretty, but they were as stupid as a rock. Yeah, and I was like, oh my god, you can't hold a conversation. You know what I mean? And then or I've met girls that I'm like, like I'm not really attracted to you, but then you meet the personality and they're like super fun, awesome, and it's like whoa. Like that's way better and funner than the good looking girl person.
True. Yeah, I totally relate. And also another thing is being confused about what you really want. Because I know I went through that. Because I've never been in a relationship, so people might be like, "The fuck you giving relationship advice for?" But that's because I want to have abundance, I want to know what's out there so I don't end up settling. But the thing that happened with me is that I thought one girl was the girl. I thought this girl was the girl. Like she had everything I wanted. This is the one. Yeah. And I'm going to do everything it takes to get her. But then slowly as you start to evolve, you start to change as a person. And then you stop focusing on the positives, like everything that was just good with the person. And you start to realize what you don't like. You start to realize this person that I thought was the one that I wanted isn't the one that I wanted. And that's because I never had abundance. I never had variety. I never knew what other personalities were out there. I didn't know there was girls that are interested in things that I like. I didn't know there was girls out there that like to talk about certain topics. And now that I found out that there is, this one girl that I thought was amazing isn't so amazing. And that's what happens with a lot of us. We think one person is so amazing, but that's because that's the only person that that's pretty cool. But once you start to meet other people that are even cooler, you're like, well, you're not as cool as I thought you were. And then you need it's kind of mean, but it's true.
No. Yeah.
And nothing to take away from that girl. That girl's still pretty fucking awesome. But I know there's other girls out there that I've met and that I will meet that are going to be better suited for me.
Yeah, definitely, dude. It's like we said, it's just your social circle. Yeah. I mean, because a lot of people, they know each other because they've, like, for example, here, it's a small town. A lot of people know each other because they've lived here, but they've been going to school with each other since, like, kindergarten. You know what I mean? They've been going to school with each other since kindergarten. They went to school in elementary. They went to school together in elementary. So, like, they all know each other, Yeah. So it's like their social circle is all those people that they've known for such a long time. But in other places, like you go, like let's say like New York, France, it's like people from all over the world, Yeah. And it's like if you just expand your social circle, you start to see how it's not that big of a deal. Yeah. It's only a big a deal to you because you only know a certain amount of people. Yeah.
And you never know unless you like really talk to people. Because I know I've met people in college now that are super cool that I never thought I would meet people like that. Like I was just working and some guy walks in and then we have a lot of stuff in common and we just started talking and now the guy's fucking cool. That guy's like just like me. Well, I'll meet a girl at school who I just decided to talk to. It ends up being really cool, and now I can have conversations about stuff that I would have never thought I could have conversations with girls about. Like, who the fuck's gonna talk about foreign policy? That's something I wouldn't talk to a girl about before, but now I meet this girl who's really into it. It's like, bam, this is fucking awesome.
Yeah, I know you probably get a girl that's what's a foreign and what's a policy. It's like, oh shit, not you. But yeah, dude, because there is a lot of interesting people out there. It's just finding them. Yeah. You know, there's a lot of interesting people out there, a lot of fun people out there, a lot of cool people out there. It's just you may think there isn't because your social circle is just only so big. You know, it's only so big. You know, you only know 40 people, 50 people, 60 people overall, whatever. You know that you actually talk to. So it's like your social circle isn't really that big. So of course, it's gonna seem like a bigger deal.
Yeah, it's sort of like what we've talked about before. Like, it's totally up to you if you want to expand your social circle. Because you can meet someone and just be like, they could talk. You could hear them talk and be like, well, fuck this guy. Fuck this fucking guy. Or you can actually pay attention to what they're saying and find it interesting. And even if they're not everything that you're looking for or they're not completely interesting, at least now you have one more person in your social circle.
Yeah, see, because it's up to you. Because you could decide whether you meet a person and you could decide if they're boring to you. Yeah. I mean, because you could see a person at a party or somewhere, gas station or whatever, you're waiting in line, and you could just be like, well, that person's boring. Yeah. But instead, you could tell yourself, well, you know what? I'm going to try to find something interesting about that person. And try to, you know, pull something interesting out of that person. Because I'm pretty sure every person has something to say. Yeah. Something. I mean, sometimes you just got to get it out. Yeah. But I think everybody has something to say. Yeah, yeah. It's just pulling it out of them.
I don't know if we've said this before on the podcast or not, but you said that quote by Bill Nye that everyone knows something that you don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
and you can learn from people. Everyone knows something that you don't. But are you willing to give that person a chance to get to know them and learn something from them, or are you just gonna completely shut them off?
Yeah, because I've talked to people, and then there's been people that are like, oh, well, I know how to salsa, I'll teach you how to salsa. I'm like, fuck yeah. People that are like, oh, I know how to cook, I'll teach you how to cook. Yeah. I'm like, dope. Yeah. You know, I met some dude the other day that like he was a snowboard instructor. He's like, oh, dude, he's like, I'll teach you how to snowboard. I'm like, fucking awesome. You know what I mean? Like, it's so cool. Like, there's a bunch of people that know different things. Yeah. And I could learn from all these people. Like, everybody knows something that I don't know. Yeah. You know, this person could teach me how to cook. This person could teach me how to salsa. This person could teach me how to snowboard. You know, it's like it's pretty cool because everybody knows something that you don't,
and everyone brings something to the table. And sort of like if you look at it this way, your social circle is a table, and your table can consist of two things: some chips, some salsa, and you think that's all you need. But hey, now you expand your social circle, and people start bringing more things to the table. Boom! Someone brings some soda. Someone brings some chicken. Someone starts bringing other things, and now you have a whole table, a piñata.
Oh,
and now you have a whole table
and the bounce house, bro.
Exactly.
Get this quinceañera popping.
And now you have a whole table of a bunch of things that you never thought was possible, and that's because you decided to expand your social circle.
Yeah, definitely.
And I guess sometimes it's hard. I know it was for me. My social circle is expanded through the years. It's not the biggest, but it comes down to introverted and extroverted. Because for extroverted people, it's much easier to expand your social circle because you're out there.
Definitely.
You're outgoing.
Oh, definitely.
And it's easier, but for people who are introverted, it's pretty hard. Because you're not really putting yourself out there. But I know I'm introverted. I'm still introverted. It may not seem like it sometimes. I don't know if you're introverted. You don't seem like it, but I think at one point you're like,
from time to time. Yeah.
But everyone does deserve their little time by themselves.
Yeah.
But when you're introverted, like I am, you have to stop and think: is this really what I want? Do I really just want to be in my show all the time and not have a lot of people to talk to? And yeah, it's hard to go socialize with people. But if you really want to make a change, you really want to know more people, you really want to go out there, meet girls. You really want to have abundance. You want to have that table that has all the condiments and all the food. you have to pull yourself out of your comfort zone and go talk to people. And it's going to be excruciating. It's going to be difficult, but it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, definitely. Because honestly, you could say you hate people all you want, but when it really comes down to it, in reality, you don't. Like, everybody really does like socializing. Yeah. No matter how much anxiety they have about it or how nervous they get, people really do enjoy it. Because at the end of the day, it really is. It is funner to socialize with somebody and have an interaction than to just be by yourself alone with your thoughts. Yeah. You know, but a lot of people, you know, they're like, "Oh, well, I hate people. You know, people are dumb." And it's like, no, you don't. Yeah. You really don't. You do like being around people. Yeah. You know, you do like socializing with people.
Yeah. I was thinking about something right now. I can't remember.
Just burned out. It happens to the best of us, dude. Yeah. But yeah, it's just, you know, because you don't hate people. Yeah. You don't hate people. I mean, sometimes you get anxiety, you get nervous when talking to people, but it's like you shouldn't. You know, you shouldn't get nervous.
They're just people.
They're just people. You know, they're just like you and me.
Yeah.
You know, they're only humans. You're not talking to alien. Yeah. You know, you don't have to put people on a pedestal. Yeah. We're all at the same level. Yeah. You know, if you're nervous to talk to a girl, you don't have to be like, "Oh my god, well, it's like I'm gonna talk to like a magical unicorn," you know, or like it's nothing magical, majestic. It's not a majestic creature. It's just a person. It's just a person.
And socializing, social skills, whether it's talking to girls, talking to random people, is like a muscle. It's really like a muscle.
Oh yeah.
If you work it, it's gonna get stronger. It's gonna get bigger, and eventually things are gonna be easy. Talking to girls is not gonna be a big deal. Talking to random strangers isn't gonna be a big deal. But if you never work that muscle, if it's just you're never using it, it's gonna be like a regular muscle. You're not gonna be able to lift heavy. You're not gonna be able to do those hard tasks. Why? Because you never worked it. And you slowly have to start working it up, putting yourself out there, trying to talk.
Yeah, because you'd be surprised how different you look at people once you actually learn something deep about them. Once you actually get to know a person and they tell you something personal, you'll be surprised how different you look at them now. Yeah, because you can meet somebody in 10 minutes. 10 minutes in, they tell you that they their husband or daughter or whatever is dying from cancer. Yeah, you know, that's pretty personal. Now you're like, oh shit, you know. Or they tell you how they fought in the war and they saw their buddy die right in front of them. It's like, oh shit, you know, because everybody has a story. You know, everybody has a story. That's the thing. Everybody has a story, but they don't have it just written all over their body. It's not right in front. You can't tell. You know, you can't read their story. Yeah. You know, they're not. It's not just open books walking around and you could just read the whole story. Like, everybody has a story to tell. Everyone. Yeah. But that's the thing. Like, once you find out those people's stories, like, oh, you should look at it the whole different. You know. Yeah. Because, like I say, like, don't judge a book by its cover. It's so true. Because you can look at the book and, you know, the cover looks cool or looks shitty or good, whatever it is. Yeah. But then you read the book and it's like, whoa.
That was a good book.
That was a good book. Yeah. I did not expect that. Yeah. Same thing with people. Yeah. You know, you can look at people all you want and be like, well, that dude looks like a douchebag, or that person seems like they're a good person or a bad person, or that chick seems like a slut, whatever it is. But then once you really get to know them, it's like, oh, you know, that's how it is.
I think that also, going back to like introverted people, like if you think about a lot of people, when they see someone quiet, it doesn't, like, they're in their social setting and that person's not really talking, they're like, well, that person's really stuck up. Like, why aren't they talking? Are you stuck up? Like, what, you think you're better than us? Yeah. But maybe it's not that way. Maybe that person's introverted. Maybe they're shy. But once you actually, if you think about, sometimes when you get someone who's shy talking about something that they're interested in, they'll just completely open up and start talking about that thing. Yeah. 100%. Yeah. And with people like that, you really just need to hit like what they're interested in. You need to talk to them about what they're interested in, and then they open up, and then you find out, then they start talking about other things, and then now they're not so introverted and they're not so shy.
Yeah, see, because there's people that I met that they're really quiet, or you take them to a party and they don't really say anything, they're really quiet, and everybody's like, oh, well, he's a party pooper, that person's a party pooper. Yeah. And it's like, it's not that they're a party pooper, they're trying to be a party pooper, is that they don't know. They don't know how to have fun. Some people don't know how to have fun. Some people don't know how to just get out and yell and have fun and just laugh. Some people don't know how to do that. They really don't. They don't know how to have fun. They don't know how to joke around. They don't know how to just, let loose and just enjoy themselves. Some people don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
Like they don't know how to do that, and people just tend to think like, oh, well, they're just a party pooper, and they're just, they're just being grumpy, or they don't want to have fun. Like they just kill the vibe, and it's like they're not trying to, they just don't know how.
Yeah. And also, maybe their idea of having fun is something else, something different than what your idea of having fun is.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe because their idea of having fun is not being loud and partying it up and drinking, that doesn't make them any less than you are.
Yeah.
So it is.
Yeah, people tend to put other people in that type of category when they're like socially awkward. Because people that are socially awkward, they tend to just think, less of them in a way.
Yeah, and it comes to social anxiety. Social anxiety is a big part. I know I've had social anxiety. I know you've had social anxiety.
Fuck yeah.
I can still be socially awkward sometimes, and it sucks. I don't want to be socially awkward.
Everybody can, dude.
Yeah.
Everybody can. Yeah.
But social anxiety is something that sucks. People have social anxiety. Back when I had social anxiety, talking to people was the hardest thing ever.
Yeah. Your heart starts beating fast. You start stuttering.
Yeah.
You blank out. You don't know what to say. Yeah, you have no idea what to say.
And that's just like talking to the cashier or talking to anyone.
Yeah.
And your heart just starts racing, and you don't know what to say.
Oh yeah.
And that's social anxiety. And some people think, well, just talk to him. It's not that hard, but it is fucking hard.
No, dude, social anxiety is a motherfucker. Yeah. I remember going to movie theaters and trying to pay for my ticket, and I'm like, they're like, what movie are you trying to watch? Batman. Batman. What? It was so hard just to order a fucking movie ticket. If I'm like at McDonald's ordering a burger, still, and it's ridiculous because it's like, what? Like, you're afraid to talk to people? It's like you get nervous. Yeah, it's strange. Yeah, social anxiety. Yeah.
It's a motherfucker.
Yeah, definitely. Especially when in school when you'd go up to the board.
Yeah,
that was always a motherfucker, dude. When you got to present a PowerPoint.
Yeah,
man.
Wow.
Yeah, it's funny because you'll present a PowerPoint, you start stuttering. So now that you're stuttering, now you're even more nervous.
And you're conscious about that. You're stuttering.
Yeah. So now you're really stuttering. So now it's like you're having Tourette's.
Yeah.
Now you're just
Yeah, and you feel it. You feel that pressure. You feel.
Oh, yeah.
I remember I used to feel like your temperature would just rise, and your heartbeat would just go through the roof.
Super Saiyan. Yeah.
And it sucks.
Yeah.
But there's ways to overcome it. There's ways to overcome it. How I started overcoming it is, I met one girl that really got me out of my shell, and that was the catalyst to getting over my social anxiety. And for different people, it might be different things. I don't know what it was for you.
Shit, what was it for me? I think it was just talking to people, just trying, just talking to people, and just going with it. Because, see, the reason I had social anxiety was because I was always so afraid of what people thought about me.
Yeah.
And that's what would always fuck me up. Because I always worried about what everybody thought about me.
Yeah.
And that's the reason I had social anxiety. Because I was always so concerned with people judging me. Whether it's going out to the board and people being like, oh, well, the way he's moving, he looks funny, or
what he has on, how he's dressed, or anything.
Yeah, or oh, he looks high, whatever. Like just anything, just people judging me. Overall, like I'd overthink it way too much, and that's what would produce that social anxiety. Like we said, like whether it's approaching a girl and you just think like, oh, what's gonna go through her head? Like, oh, it's like this guy's retarded. Is he really asking me out? Whatever, Yeah. Or you're trying to make new friends. Like, who the fuck's this kid?
Yeah.
It's just that's the thing. Like, I would always be afraid of what people thought about me.
Yeah.
And then it got to the point where I started to just not care about that.
Yeah.
And I started to realize that people don't really care as much as you think they care.
Yeah.
Because in high school I used to think like everybody cares. People care the way you dress. People care the way you talk, the way you do things. No, nobody really cares in reality.
Yeah.
Or once you get to college, like that's kind of what you realize once you get to college, that everybody's kind of their own person. Nobody really cares.
Yeah.
But I think once I realized that, once I stopped caring about what people thought about me,
that's when you really started to.
That's when I really just started to just get over it.
Yeah, I guess that's how some people get over it. They just get to a point in their lives where it's just like, I should not give a fuck. I should not give a single fuck about what people think about me. And some people can go on for a long time without realizing that they should stop caring.
Mm-hmm.
And they will never get over their social anxiety.
Yeah.
But the faster you realize that it's not such a big deal, that a lot of people don't really care about, not about you. I don't want to say about you. That sounds harsh.
No, I see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
But in reality, like, it doesn't really matter what people think about you.
Yeah.
I mean, it really does. I mean, yeah, it may matter what your peers think about you, you know, like people close to you.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't matter what that person at the cash register, when you, you know, buying food at Food for Less, thinks about you. No. When do you ever see them? Do you ever interact with them? No. Yeah. And that was just like a one-time interaction. The fuck does that matter? You know? Like, it's so much different. That's so much different than, like, what your mom thinks about you, what your dad thinks about you, you know? That's so much different compared to, you know, what
some random stranger thinks about you.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, if you think about when you meet someone, I ever think about all the times I've met someone new. I'm not judging them for, like, who they are. Like, I'm paying attention to what they're saying, and if they turn out to be cool, then, man, this person's cool. Mm-hmm. But I'm never really, like, picking them apart, like, oh, look at the shoe this guy's wearing. Look at the way this guy's dressed. Yeah. And sometimes we do that. Mm-hmm. Like, when you see some strangers, like, whoa, that guy looks kind of funky. Uh-huh. But let's say you meet them, and they turn out to be really cool, and then that just goes right out the door.
Yeah. Definitely, dude. That's happened a lot.
Yeah.
Like, you get to know a person, and then their exterior just doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter anymore.
You know? Because that could happen, like, a lot with relationships.
Yeah.
You know, like, you may like a person, but you don't really think they're that attractive, whatever. But once you actually get to know them, like, you start, like, liking their personality, like, that just doesn't even matter anymore.
Yeah.
I mean,
it doesn't matter.
Like, now in your eyes, it's like, boom. Like, now that person glows.
Yeah.
It's strange.
Yeah. There's been times where, like, I see a girl, and I'm going to sound douchey, but she's like a 6.
Uh-huh.
But I'll listen to her talk about things that she's interested in. Mm-hmm. She'll start spewing all this knowledge, and it's like, boom, you just became a 9. Yeah. Over here talking about quantum physics.
Damn. That's dope.
Yeah.
But yeah, because there's been so many people that I've met that, I mean, they seem a certain way, you know, looking from the outside. But once you actually get to know them, it's like, whoa, you're actually pretty cool. Yeah. You know, it's strange.
Yeah.
It's really strange.
We tend to judge people so much.
Yeah, a lot.
But we don't know them. You don't know them. So why are we judging?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because honestly, like 90% of the time I've been wrong. Yeah. You know, every time I would judge. Because honestly, I stopped judging like that. Because back then I used to judge so much that I'd always be wrong. Mm-hmm. I used to be like, man, that person seems like a douche. I get to know him, like, that person's actually pretty fucking cool. Yeah. I mean, I used to think, like, man, that girl seems like she's crazy and wild. I get to know her. She's actually really smart and sweet. Yeah. Okay, I was wrong. Mm-hmm. You know, and that would happen to me so much and so many times that I was just like, dude, I'm not even going to judge anymore because I'm always just wrong. Yeah. I'm always wrong. You know, like, I'm never right. It's like I'm always wrong. So I just kind of stopped. I just stopped doing that. Yeah. Because, you know, it's never going to be what you think it is in your head.
Yeah. It's never going to go in your favor. Mm-hmm. You're never going to get anything out of it.
Yeah, not always.
Yeah. And you're really limiting yourself when you do that to the possibilities of the people you can meet and the interactions you can have.
Yeah, it's like looking at, like, okay, let's say I have a drink and it's red. And in your head, you're like, oh, well, it tastes like strawberries, of course. And then you drink it, and it's like, it doesn't even taste like strawberries. It tastes like watermelon. It's like, oh, shit, I thought it was strawberries. Yeah. Same thing with people. You know, you look at a person, and you're like, oh, well, they're this certain way, you know, or this is the way that they act, or they probably think this way. Mm-hmm. And then you get to know them, it's like, oh, shit, no, not at all. Mm-hmm. Not even near. Yeah. You know? It's crazy.
Yeah. That's the way it is with people. And also, when you put that mental blockade, when you see a person and you think, oh, this guy looks like a douche, this guy looks mean, you're already going into that interaction, or when you're going to meet him, with the negative mind. So you're just going to be looking for everything that's wrong with him. It's like, I think you're a douche. Dude. Where's the douchey part of you? Yeah. But they're really not douchey at all, and you're just looking for it. But when they're not even that way at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because there's a lot of people that they just try to see the negative in people. Yeah. Like, they're always looking for the negatives.
Always clinging on to the negative.
Always. Mm-hmm. You could be the coolest motherfucker ever, but there's always going to be a person that's going to try to find something wrong with you.
Yeah, it's just like that peach quote that you said.
Yeah, you know, you could be the sweetest peach in the world, but there's always going to be somebody who doesn't like peaches. Yeah. You know? And it's true, because You can be the coolest motherfucker in the world, and there's always gonna be somebody who's gonna try to find something negative about you.
Yeah.
And guess what?
Like you. Yeah.
They are gonna find something negative about you because, of course, you're not perfect either.
Yeah.
Nobody is. So of course they're gonna find something negative about you and most likely blow it out of proportion.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not like that little negative thing defines you.
Yeah, that's why I think it's so important to be yourself 100%.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds so cliche when people just say, just be yourself, just be yourself.
Yeah.
Just be yourself. But really, just be yourself. Because
Mm-hmm.
when you're being yourself 100% wholeheartedly,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to attract people who actually like you.
Yeah, because you're gonna own it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because when you're 100% yourself, it's like, you're being honest about it. It's, I fucked up there. I fucked up here. This is what's wrong with me. And people will point it out and be like, oh, well, hey, you fucked up there. Hey, that's wrong with you. It's like, yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah, cool. Like, I'm totally open with that, man. That's cool. And, instead of hiding it and then somebody pops it out, it's like, hey, that's wrong with you. And it's like, oh, shit, you just exposed one of my insecurities.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, or, oh, you just exposed something bad about me.
Yeah.
And you freak out because that's what you were hiding. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because people do freak out when it comes to that.
Yeah.
Versus just putting it out there and it's like, hey, this is what's wrong with me. And somebody's like, oh, hey, that's what's wrong with you. It's like, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Just own it.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's wrong with me. Cool.
You have to be 100% comfortable with who you are and just being yourself. They call it being polarizing. Being polarizing, you're being yourself. So when you go talk to people, when you go talk to a girl, you're putting yourself out there 100%. So like you said, when they do point out an insecurity of yours or a flaw of yours, you're 100% comfortable with it. So it's not going to bother you.
Yeah.
If a girl tells you you're ugly, then you're just like, okay,
cool.
I'm the ugliest guy here. What's the big deal?
Yeah.
Like, I know it.
Yeah.
And you're not going to be bothered by it. And people are in a sense like, oh shit, this guy is 100% grounded.
Mm-hmm.
He's 100% comfortable with himself. He's confident.
Yeah.
I want to be around this guy.
Yeah.
And then there's going to be those people that are going to be 100% in love with you and they're going to like you.
Yeah.
And then there's going to be those other side of the spectrum where people are going to be like, man, fuck this guy. This guy's a douche. This guy's arrogant. This guy's cocky.
Mm-hmm.
But no, that's because they don't like you. They don't like people like that.
Mm-hmm.
And there's going to be those people that love you and those people that hate you when
Definitely.
you're yourself.
Yeah.
And it's better to be yourself and attract the girls, attract people who are going to like you than to just be in the middle and have everyone like you.
Yeah, dude.
Because if you're trying to satisfy everyone, you're not going to find people who like you for who you are 100%.
Yeah, exactly. Because you can't act cool around the cool people and then act like an asshole around all the asshole people and just change your personality every time you hang out with different groups just to please every different group you ever hang out with. Because you're not being yourself. You're never being yourself. You're always just choosing different personalities or different aspects to show different people all the time versus just being your whole self. And it's like, you know what, dude? This is who I am. Take it or leave it. Yeah. And that's good because it weeds off the people that you don't need. Yeah. It does. It weeds off the people that you don't even want in your life. Yeah. Because the people, if you're being yourself, then you're going to attract people that want to be around you. Yeah. Of course, you're going to attract people that they want to be around you. Yeah. If you're not being yourself and you're hiding something, then you're not going to attract really good people.
Because I've seen this where I used to care a lot about what people thought about me, so I would try to conform to everyone. But then I started trying to be myself 100%. Yeah. And then people started to tell me, some people started to tell me, "Oh, you think you're better than everyone else? You think you're so cool because you talk about this, you talk about that?" And I'm just like, "Whoa, yeah, I'm being myself 100%. Like, if you don't like me for that, then screw you. I'm not gonna be someone else just so you can like me." Yeah. That way, I weed off the people that don't like me and attract the people that are gonna like me. Yeah.
Yeah, because see, I've met people that all they do is talk shit, and it's like, well, I'm not gonna talk shit just to fit in with you. Yeah. You know, because that's not me. Yeah. I'm not gonna do that. You know, or you got people that all they do is just, I don't know, like just talk about weed and smoke weed, and it's like, well, I'm not just gonna go in there and just only talk about that just to hang out with you. You know, it's like I'm not gonna change who I am to just hang out with you for a day. You know, because then I'm not being myself.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm just lying to myself, and I'm just faking it to myself. And honestly, it takes way more energy to fake it than to be yourself. Yeah. Like, because people put up a front and they fake the person that they are, and they're just wasting so much energy and effort. So much energy and effort. It's ridiculous. Yeah. It's like there's the quote that Joe Rogan had said a while back. He said, "Aspire to be the man you aspire to be the man you pretend to be when you're trying to get laid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Honestly,
Yeah.
because a lot of guys when they're trying to get laid, they like put up a front and lie. They lie to girls. I mean, a lot of guys do that.
Yeah.
Of course. So they act like they're this perfect dude and just Prince Charming. When in reality, it's like, dude, you're not even like that.
Yeah.
You're just doing that to get laid. But it's like, but if you actually tried to be that guy that you're pretending to be, I bet you'd be a lot happier and you'd be a whole better person.
Yeah.
For a fact.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And that comes.
But it takes so much energy to fake it.
Yeah.
And it's ridiculous because people spend so much energy on faking who they are.
Yeah.
And when in reality, like, you don't have to do that. It's easier to just be yourself.
It takes so much energy trying to satisfy everyone when you should be just satisfy yourself.
Yeah, selfish as it sounds.
Yeah.
You should, because you can't go around the whole world always asking everybody how they're doing. Hey, is everything okay? Is everything fine? And never ask yourself, hey, how am I doing? Mm-hmm. Because you're always trying to please everybody. You're always trying to please everybody, and you're never doing anything for yourself.
Yeah.
Because how many of those people that you're pleasing are really giving you a thank you?
Yeah, that's true.
Probably not many.
Yeah. And also, you'll find it when you're being yourself 100% and you please yourself first, then you can move on to pleasing others just by being who you are, and they'll start thanking you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Because I think it's important. I think it's important to work on yourself first more than anything. Yeah. More than anything, I think first you have to be happy with yourself. You have to be satisfied with yourself more than anything and anyone. Yeah. Because you can't get in a relationship and expect this person to make you happy if you're not even happy with yourself. Yeah. It doesn't work that way. Yeah. It doesn't work that way at all, because you can't depend on people to complete you.
Yeah, because when that person's gone,
then a part of you's gone.
Yeah, a part of you's gone. It's gonna be over.
Yeah.
You have nothing. You're at zero.
Exactly.
But if you were happy with yourself before you met that person, if that person ever decides to leave or it doesn't work out, you're still gonna be happy because you were happy before. Mm-hmm. And you shouldn't make someone your everything 100%. Because if you lose that 100%, you're gonna be stuck at zero.
Yeah. That's why it's so important to just work on yourself. Yeah. Whichever aspects need work, just work on them. Mm-hmm. Whether it's being nicer to people, just being healthier. Yeah. Socializing more, getting out more, enjoying yourself more. Yeah. Working harder. I mean, sometimes you got to go out and just enjoy yourself more. Just treat yourself. Just have some alone time. Go out. Yeah. Go out and enjoy a nice ride on the beach. Mm-hmm. Go hiking. Go rock climbing, go surfing, go do something for yourself. Do something nice for yourself. Yeah. Instead of always trying to please everybody. Yeah. You gotta do it. Yeah. Because we all have something that we want to improve. Everyone has something that they want to improve on. I want to do this. I want to be more athletic. I want to be a harder worker. I want to learn this skill. I want to learn that. Mm-hmm. And we spend a lot of time just saying that we want to do those things. But you have to actually do it. Yeah, because a lot of people want to do that, but they're always so focused on, well, I got to make sure my girlfriend's happy, or
is this person going to be okay with it?
Yeah, is this person going to be okay with that? Or I got to make sure I'm pleasing my parents by going to school, or I got to make sure that my friends, are still cool with me when they invite me to a party. I don't want to let them down. So of course I'm gonna go to the party, even though I don't really want to go. Yeah. To please them. But it's like, no, like, do what you want to do. Mm-hmm. Like, do what needs work in yourself. Yeah. You'd be a lot happier. Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
Nailed it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. That's pretty much it. Stop it here.
Yeah.
Bam, we started off a little rough. We did.
Yeah. I woke up.
I think it turned out to a good conversation.
I'm hungover. Yeah. But yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah. All right, so that's it for episode number 3. Follow us on Twitter at DOTI Podcast.
Hills, yeah.
Because we need more followers. If anyone's listening at this at all, but at this point in the podcast, an hour in. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have more. We'll start getting guests. So we're gonna start getting people share their stories and their views. Yeah. So that way we can bring another person to the picture. So, or different people, start bringing different people in the picture.
Yeah, because there's only so much we can talk about.
Yeah, exactly. And then it's always nice to start getting different views. Just people with different views and opinions on things. So that should be fun.
Yeah, that's it.
And yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right. Remember, people, don't overthink it.